Moving to Las Vegas is a big change, especially for me when I moved here from Orlando, Florida back in 2019. Although I moved here from Florida, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and I spent 3 years in Orlando working in professional and college sports. While I was out in Orlando, I spent time working for the Orlando Magic as well as the University of Central Florida. And even though I moved here from Orlando, Florida, I understand how different Las Vegas is in comparison to other major West Coast cities like Los Angeles. And with that knowledge and understanding, I want to share with you all what my experience was moving to Las Vegas from the perspective of somebody who's a true Cali boy at heart. And many people move from California for a variety of reasons, and I want you all to know what my experience was like before you make a big change and move here. When I moved to Vegas back in 2019, I moved here for a fresh start and a restart because I just lost my job in Orlando, Florida, working for a company that filed bankruptcy within the first 5 months of being in business. I took that job after leaving the University of Central Florida because they offered me a $20,000 pay increase, and from what I thought at the moment was a great idea and a no-brainer, it ended up being pretty short-lived. So here I was in Orlando, Florida, just lost my job, and my lease from my apartment was up in another week, and I had no idea what my next move was going to be. But what I did know is my next move needed to be calculated because I was running out of time and money. So after sharing my situation of what was going on with a close friend of mine, he pitched the idea of me moving to Las Vegas. And I didn't actually hate it when I first heard the idea. The thing was, I knew I wanted to move back to the West Coast and be closer to my family and friends, but the thing about that was I knew I didn't want to go to California and live in LA because, as you can imagine, after losing my job and potentially about to lose my apartment, it wasn't an ideal place because of the cost of living in California. So after thinking about all the options that I had, moving to the South somewhere else or moving back to the West Coast, I took my friend up on his advice and I did pack my bags and ended up moving here to Las Vegas in June of 2019. It really just made sense for me to move back to the West Coast and especially Vegas because I knew traveling, it wouldn't be an issue going to see my family whether I was driving or flying. After I moved to Vegas in June of 2019, the first thing I did was enrolled in real estate school and started studying to get my real estate license. When I first got to Vegas, I had to really adjust to the city and the lifestyle because typically when you're not a local to Vegas and you hear the word Vegas or the Strip, the first thing that you think about is drinking, partying, and strippers. And as a local, I found that to be very untrue because when you live out here in Las Vegas, you spend very little time going to the Strip unless you're visiting a family or friend or trying to go to one of your favorite restaurants. And just like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I'm a true Cali boy at heart. So think of it like this. If you live in LA, you don't go party and hang out in Hollywood. That's actually the last place that you want to go hang out in LA because Hollywood is a tourist trap and you don't want to spend your time there as a local. That's pretty much what it's like living in Vegas. As a local, you want to spend as little time as you can on the Strip. On top of adjusting to the Las Vegas lifestyle, I quickly found that I had to adjust to the city as a whole. When I first got to Vegas, I spent a lot of time getting intentionally lost. I would literally get in my car, drive one direction, and then get in my car and drive another direction because Vegas only has 3 major freeways, and no matter what side of town you're on, you're only about 20 to 30 minutes away from any destination. Something that I learned and picked up on when I got to Vegas is it's necessary to have a car out here. And when you do have a car out here, it's necessary to learn the back streets, especially when you're driving to the Strip. You never want to drive down Las Vegas Boulevard. You either want to take Frank Sinatra or you want to take Koval. Those are two of the back streets that run parallel to the Strip, but you don't sit in the Strip traffic. Now, living out here in Vegas, you quickly learn that car insurance is a little bit higher than what it would cost in other areas because of the amount of accidents that we have in Vegas every single day. And believe me, when you come out here to Vegas, you will see that Vegas people don't know how to drive. And the reason I say that is because when you move to Vegas, you'll see that people are here from all different parts of the world. So when they come here, the way they drive is differently. I know me, I'm a little bit more of an aggressive driver, but I know some people are a little more timid. So it just really depends on where you come from. And then they drop everyone in Vegas and expect everyone to know how to drive. It doesn't work. We have accidents all the time. So that's why your car insurance is going to be a little bit higher. In fact, Vegas ranks 3rd as the priciest state to buy car insurance. I wouldn't say I found any issues with getting my car registered out here in Vegas. I actually found it a little bit cheaper, but it can be a little annoying having to get your smog checked every single year. And everyone knows there's no such thing as a quick trip to the DMV. No matter where you go, the DMV line is going to be long. It's going to be a ticketed system, and that's just the worst place to go. I hate going to the DMV, and I'm sure a lot of you out there moving hate going no matter what state you're in. With all the driving that you have to do in Las Vegas, many people either have an electric or hybrid car, and if they don't, they're going to spend about $4 per gallon to get around in Vegas. Because of inflation, Vegas right now is in the top 5 for most priciest places to get gas. And if you live out here in Vegas and you don't have a car, they do have a bus transit system, and it's going to be $8 for a 24-hour pass. And for those of you who don't like being on the bus, there are other options out there for you to use a rideshare service like a Lyft or an Uber, because no matter what side of town you're on, your destination is going to be about 20 to 30 minutes no matter what direction you're at. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with who I am, my name is Chris Brown, and I'm a realtor here with Simply simply Vegas. And just like you, I wanted to move to a new city that not only made sense for my business, but also for my lifestyle. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and click the bell so you don't miss any new videos and you always know what's going on here in Las Vegas. One of the biggest adjustments for me when I first moved to Vegas in 2019 was the weather. I'm used to California weather, the beaches, the sun, the palm trees, the same thing when I lived in Florida. But when I came to Vegas, I quickly found out that there is no humidity here. It's dry heat. Your lips are gonna be chapped, your skin is gonna be dry. It's very different than what I'm used to. So moving to Vegas and having to adjust to that dry weather was something big for me. And if you do move here to Las Vegas, make sure you're prepared for some dry weather for most of the year. And if we do get a little bit of rain, it's gonna happen between June all the way until September where we get monsoons. And monsoon season out here in Vegas is nothing to play with. You see videos every single year of the Lic parking garage flooding. This past year, Caesar's Palace flooded, as well as Circa, the video board and the sports book flooded. So when there's water and people can't drive, it's a crazy amount of accidents out here in Vegas, and people don't really know how to react to the heavy rain. Now that I've been in Vegas for a few years, I've been able to explore so many different places throughout the city. I've really found love traveling from Vegas. Vegas has a major airport and is always going to be cheaper than somewhere like a LAX. And for those of you who don't mind road trips, LA is a 3.5-hour drive. You can get to Arizona in about 4 to 5 hours. Utah is about 2 hours away, and then if you're in the Bay Area, you can get there in about 7 hours. But the best part about any of that is with Las Vegas having that major airport here, you can get to any of those destinations within about 2 hours. So having a major airport like that in Las Vegas makes it a very desirable place to live, because if you want to travel somewhere, you know you can get there within a reasonable time and for a reasonable price. Since moving to Las Vegas and being in real estate, I've been using social media heavily as a way to show everyone what the lifestyle is like living here and what you can expect when you move. And if you follow me on social media, you've probably come across some of my videos where I show you a bunch of different restaurants and things to do all across the Las Vegas Valley. I rarely show anything that has anything to do with the Strip because that's not reality for a local. So it's not in my best interest to show a lifestyle and living in Vegas if I'm always showing stuff on the Strip. One of the best things that I love about living in Las Vegas is the restaurant scene. The restaurants are from so many different cultures and different areas of the world. It makes the food population here very diverse. I really enjoy going to new places, and you can see across all my platforms all the different places that I have the opportunity to go and visit. One of my favorite places to go out here in Vegas for food is Calabash African Kitchen, which is a bomb African restaurant where you can go there and get oxtails and the fufu. You can go get a goosey, you can go get okra stew, you can go get plantains. They have jollof rice. It's so good. One of my favorite places that I visit probably about twice a week. Other restaurants that I like going to is called Blue Kitchen. They're a business out here that specializes in garlic noodles. They do garlic noodle pairings with crab. They do it with shrimp. They do it with chicken. They do it with beef. They do it with oxtails. They got so many different options, really good drinks, a lot of good different side dishes. So Blue Kitchen is one of the places that I like going to as well. Another place in Vegas that I really enjoy going to is called Sofrito Rico, which is a Puerto Rican restaurant where you can go there and you can get the stewed chicken, you can get the plantains, you can get the Puerto Rican rice. Another good favorite of mine, I go there all the time because my car wash is literally down the street. So I'll go drop my car off at the car wash and then I'll walk down to Sofrito Rico while my car is getting washed. One of the best things I love doing out here. I truly believe if you're gonna be relocating here to Las Vegas, understanding the lifestyle that you can expect here is gonna be an important factor to determine if this is gonna be a good fit for you and your family. So not only living here for the past few years, I've learned that there's great cultures out here in Las Vegas, great people out here in Las Vegas. There's a lot of fun things to do in Las Vegas. If you want to be active and be on the Strip, that is a lifestyle that you can live out here in Vegas, but there also is a lifestyle where it has community, where you have things that you can do with your family, your kids, your wife. You don't always have to be in the rubbish of being on the Strip to have a real quiet life if that's something that you are interested in here doing in Las Vegas. Because again, Vegas has so much to offer and it's a really big city, and I want you to understand that what you can get and what you can expect before you make that big jump and you move out here. And if you want to see some of my other videos that I mentioned about different restaurants and things to do in Las Vegas, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at cb.lasvegas. For more videos about living in Las Vegas and what lifestyle you can expect before moving here, click on one of the other videos on the screen. I appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you on the next one.